Alright, here's the last part of this review. So, yes, after, Thomas is hauled out of the sea and the Fat Controller congratulates him, at this point, now the branch line the construction for the Harwick branch line has finally been complete, and of course the opening ceremony is just like, basically the next scene is the opening ceremony for the Arlsburg to Harwick branch line, and while that's going on, like, everyone that shows up are Marion, the pack members, Ryan, Duck, the Scottish twins, Rocky, and now Oliver and Toad actually managed to show up in this movie after all this time. And while Marion, of course, is, trying to chat with Oliver, but Oliver is still annoyed with her, now it's at that moment where Toad starts saying, that he and Oliver should be in another sighting, and it gets funnier when Marion starts realizing, that what she went through, that she really went through a wild goose chase when, in no doubt, there really are two characters named Oliver. Yep. And it's pretty funny, like, when she starts, realizing the truth, and where both Olivers start saying, yes, there can, yeah. Like, it's basically funny, and it would also give, kids, the idea that there really are two Olivers all along. So, yeah, at that moment, Thomas shows up, now with Annie and Clarabelle again, and now fully repaired and repainted, this time as now, of course, he's back on his branch line, manages to bring, of course, the Fat Controller, as well as his family, Sir Robert Narromby, which is the only appearance he makes, oh, and the Reverend W. Awdry in this film, yeah. I told you you'd be seeing him again. Yeah, and it would make sense that he'd be there at this scene as well, as he is the creator of, the Railway Series franchise. So, yes, the Fat Controller declares the branch line from Arlsburg to Harwick now open, and that and that he will be having two engines running the line. Yeah, for the goods traffic, Ryan will be taking care, of course, the goods traffic on the branch line, and you will never guess at who's going to be taking care of the passenger services on the line. Yeah, as we do get another returning character who we are reintroduced to until now. Do you guys really want to know? You really sure? Because there are spoilers in this review. So, yeah, if you really don't want to know, leave now and just watch the movie and prepare to be gobsmacked. But if you don't care, well, here it goes. The engine that will be taking care of... Oh, crap. The footsteps upstairs. The engine that will be taking care of the passenger services on the branch line is... Daisy. Yeah, that's right. Daisy. Daisy. The diesel rail car, yeah. That Daisy. Yeah, like that. Yeah, Daisy is actually back in the series. Who would have thought? Yeah, like when I first heard, when Daisy was going to be back in the series, I was like, you're kidding. Now she is? And when I watched the video, seeing the CGI promo images of Daisy, I'm like, holy shit, they're not lying. I thought this was a joke, but no. Daisy is actually back in the series now. And here she is in this very scene. Yeah, and if we have enough time, I'll talk about what I think of, Daisy in the CGI series. Like, she looks amazing. Like, it's been, 10 years ever since Calling All Engines, and only until now, Daisy the diesel rail car is actually back in the series. And I gotta say, it's amazing, and, her model in CGI, there's really not that much difference, except, she doesn't have that much makeup on, and her buffer beam is heightened up a bit, I guess, her front. But yeah, aside from that, I don't really see that much, differences compared to her model counterpart. She looks the same to me. Oh, and as for as for, like, her voice, even though that she only gets, only just this one line, you're like, that's right, Thomas, me, yeah, like, even though she just gets just those lines, at least her voice is good, which, yeah, by the way, her voice is actually provided by regular Thomas and Friends voiceover actress, Teresa Gallagher, yeah, and I gotta say, it was a wise choice for Teresa Gallagher to be the voice of Daisy, because, hands down, even if she got just those lines, I mean, just that line in general, her voice is actually handled very well, and I do like it, and I hope to see more episodes with her soon, and maybe more episodes centering around her egotistical attitude, though, before we get on, one other thing about Daisy, I know a lot of, fans, especially me, were a bit worried at why, Daisy, of course, is going to be handling the passenger services on this branch line, when no doubt she already works on a branch line, which, of course, is the Farquhar branch, which, of course, is Thomas's branch line. Yeah, and I was thinking, with Thomas there, he'd be like, wait, Daisy, but she works at my branch line. Why, Daisy? Why would you betray me? Oh, lighten up, Thomas, my dear. I actually want a change of scene. But oh well, like, besides, Percy and Toby don't really work on Thomas's branch line in the series that much as they did in the books, so, hey, it's no big deal. Like, at first I was disappointed, but then I thought, wait a minute, this is the TV series after all. And Daisy didn't really appear that much, and she didn't work. In fact, Percy and Toby didn't really work on Thomas's branch line that much either. So, yeah, that would be good. And, like, at least with her and Ryan both on the Harwick branch line, this would, I'm pretty sure this will give them plenty of screen time as well in Season 20. So, yeah, I mean, we'll definitely be getting plenty of more episodes with Daisy very soon. So, yeah. After, like... Hold on a sec. Sorry, guys, about that little disturbance there. So, yes, like, my dad had to take care of some business, and I just didn't need any noise. So, yes. Oh, excuse me. So, yeah, like, after that, like, quick, like, reintroduction to Daisy, the Fat Controller now declares the branch line open by rewarding Thomas by cutting right through the ribbon, and that's when, of course, we have a reprise of We Make a Team Together, with Thomas leading the cavalcade of Ryan, Daisy, Donald, Douglas, Oliver, Toad, Duck, and Rocky, who, throughout the whole movie, Duck was pulling Rocky this whole time. And, of course, while they're going down the branch line, while they're going down the new branch line, of course, we even get to see Skiff, who now holds his own his own railboat tours over in the village of Arlesborough. And meanwhile, there are some divers on Captain that actually managed to salvage the treasure that had fallen into the sea earlier. And while that's happening, we even get these montage clips of Rex, Mike, and Bert, Bill, and at Brendam Docks with Cranky, Salty, Porter, Bill, the Brendam Docks gang, as well as Bill and Ben coming by. Yes, we get this part of the montage. And Edward, James, Percy at Knapford Station, Henry, Gordon, and Emily at on the main line, Toby and Mavis at Anophocorius, the only appearances of Mavis in the film, Victor and Kevin, and yeah, it's basically just, showing how all the engines on Sodor are basically just this one big family, a team together, and Thomas, of course, coming by, and then it ends with Thomas, of course, coming over at a sighting right over at the docks with Annie and Clarabelle with his new friend Skiff, as well as watching the fireworks. The end. So, yeah, it's not over yet, as we also get, of course, a reprise of Never Overlook a Little Engine in the end credits, where, for this end credits, last time in The Adventure Begins, it was pictures from the Railway series books, and now it's basically these really well done watercolor sketches of like scenes from the actual movie, which I gotta say are done very well. Like, I like the drawings, like the illustrations on these things. Something you'd see in a Miyazaki film. Yeah. And I think it works well for this film too. Heck, even like at one part in the end credits, like the different like A-listers in the film, they actually get their own page, but the rest of the like regular voiceover actors, they just, you know, are all included all together at one page with Thomas. Yeah. So yeah, like the end credits were good, and that's Sodor's Legend of the Lost Treasure in one big nutshell. What can I tell you guys? This movie was a blast. Yeah, I'm quoting a line from the movie. Yeah, I mean it. This movie was awesome. It kicked real ass, and I really enjoyed it. Like, everything. Like, everything was handled very well in this film. Like, the animation by Art Productions keeps outdoing themselves, and I do enjoy, like, the composition by Robert and Peter Hartshorn, as well as the City of Prague Philharmonic Orchestra, like, doing a phenomenal job at making this really wonderful film. And, heck, this film lately has given Thomas the Tank Engine even more recognition than it already has, like The Adventure Begins, seeing that 2015 is, of course, the 70th anniversary of the Railway series slash, well, Thomas the Tank Engine. I know that I said that too much, but I just felt like I had to. And even bringing in big-name celebrities like John Hurt, Eddie Redmayne, Olivia Colman, Jamie Campbell Bower. Yeah, I actually managed to pronounce it right, as there is no L in his last name. Like, I think they did very good performances, like, compared to another box office bomb, of course, Magic Railroad, where we had Peter Fonda and Alec Baldwin, who, obviously, not really that great, but I think this is, you know, Magic Railroad done right, especially with these big A-listers, who actually, you know, do very well, and actually do say that they enjoyed working on the show, as they've been fans of Thomas themselves. And as for, of course, the, like, other regular actors, of course, like John Hassler, Joseph May, as, of course, Thomas, I think they did respectively well. Like, as for the other actors, like Keith Wickham, Teresa Gallagher, Tim Withnail, Tom Storton, yeah, you know, all those other actors in the series who we've had, like, I think they do fabulous in this. I mean, where could you go wrong? I mean, I think the voice acting has definitely improved. Especially the narration by Mark, well, it never improved. I mean, it was always good, Mark Moran's narration. Like, so, yeah, other, like, even the songs, Never Overlook Little Engine and We Make a Team Together, I think maybe Never Overlook is probably my favorite song in the movie. I mean, don't get me wrong, We Make a Team Together would basically sum up how great the special was, in my opinion. Like, 70 years, you know, that this franchise has been, I think that, of course, that this, you know, song, I mean, it was just catchy to listen to, that's all, but We Make a Team is, you know, great in its own way. Just basically summing up, you know, how great it was, you know, 70 years have we had Thomas the Tank Engine and friends, in my opinion. I mean, and as for the returning characters we get, Donald, Douglas, Daisy, and the pack members, I mean, it's great to see them, and it's alright for Daisy to be introduced at the very end. I mean, like, because, honestly, I think that was just there to, like, foreshadow, like, Season 20, seeing that she and Ryan will now be working on the Harwick branch line. Everything was settled, and I think Thomas, of course, develops well as a character, as well as the Fat Controller. Like, we see Thomas going from a cheeky and, of course, very immature little engine, into now, of course, a very responsible, like, you get the idea at the very end that he's pretty much just grown up at this point. Like, he tries, like, he sees Birdie, but this time he doesn't race in this time. So, yeah, we get the idea that Thomas is really grown up in this film. And as for the relationship between the Fat Controller and Thomas, like, of course you are enraged with him at the misunderstanding, but hey, it's not, I mean, don't get me wrong, his temper, like, scared the crap out of me, but at least this isn't a really horrible misunderstanding like in Blue Mountain Mystery. No, it's nothing like that, but it does give us the idea that the Fat Controller, he's human, and that we all make mistakes like this in life. Yeah, that's basically it. It's basically just showing us that it's just life, basically. And while, yeah, and I think that the subplot with Marion was just as, hilarious, as, well, actually, I mean, not just as hilarious. I mean, it's basically very, hilarious in this film. Like, I enjoy watching it, and she's just a very fun comic relief character. And I think Olivia Colman, does a good job in voicing her. And the villain in this, Sailor John, I've already talked about him, but I think he's handled well as a villain, though I really wish we knew how he came to be. Like, how does he fit in with all this? So, yes, basically, like, I think that this movie, like, as a whole, is even better than all the previous specials, and I think this is even better than The Adventure Begins, though I could treat it as equal, as both of these were made to celebrate 70 years of the Thomas the Tank Engine franchise, but this is honestly better than Tale of the Brave, in my opinion. Like, really, I do think it's better than, yeah, Tale of the Brave. Though, is Sodor's Legend of the Lost Treasure perfect? No, I mean, it has some flaws, but it just, doesn't have too many flaws, and to what, I mean, that could definitely be overlooked. I mean, it's still a wonderful, special to watch. Is it better than the classic model series? Not exactly, because there is still that nostalgia. I mean, I definitely would watch Sodor's Legend of the Lost Treasure, ever again if it, ever came on. Well, on TV. Well, I mean, it's still on YouTube, definitely, because that's how I saw it. But it's still very enjoyable to watch. Oh, and yeah, I also forgot to mention, that's also great that we even get, introduced to the Arlesdale engines for the very first time. And seeing that them and Glenn have been introduced, the possibilities of introducing more Railway Series characters, it seems very likely, in my opinion. Because, I mean, heck, there is that new special. Yeah, I'll talk about that soon. Yes, so, basically, as a 70-year, anniversary, special for Thomas, I gotta say, I will give this special a 9.5 out of 10. Yeah. What more could be said? Maybe I'll give it a 9.9 out of 10. Yeah, I think I will. Just like I did with The Adventure Begins and King of the Railway. Yeah, like, a 9.9 out of 10. I really changed my mind here, yeah. Like, this special was really enjoyable to watch. And if you're... Oh, excuse me. If you're someone who has enjoyed the Thomas the Tank Engine franchise, give this special a watch. Trust me, you'll really be in for one hell of a ride. So, yeah. Before we end this review, where does Thomas go from there? Well, I still think, maybe they should do more specials from now on. Yeah, like, heck, maybe those Railway Series remakes like The Adventure Begins, I think that would be very fun for many years to come. Like, seeing, like, more merchandise, yeah, that stuff. And seeing with this new special, The Great Race, I'm excited. Like, next year. Like, I can't just wait to see. I mean, heck, seeing that Thomas may go to, like, what I'm pretty sure is, York at the National Railway Museum, I can't help but feel ecstatic. But then again, not everything we hope is, exactly what we want, per se. Like, we hope for things, but they never really happen. So, I hope maybe we'll, see more Railway Series elements. I hope maybe this is in the mainland in York, or maybe we'll get some more Railway Series characters, like Bear, or the Flying Scotsman. Excuse me, that's footsteps upstairs. I mean, and there's this new engine named Ashima from India, which is excited to see more international, but we'll have to wait and see next year. So yeah, Sodor's Legend of the Lost Treasure. Oh, excuse me. Sorry about that. I had to help with some chores around the house. Alright, so yeah. So Sodor's Legend of the Lost Treasure is definitely a good movie that's worth checking out. And so yeah, this is MikeD57s signing off. Alright, sorry I have more disturbances. So yeah, this is MikeD57s signing off, and we'll see you guys again next time for more videos to come. Until then, see you later guys, and happy 70th anniversary to Thomas the Tank Engine and friends.